Hi, hello, how are things? My name is Sierra Black, and today I'm going to be creating myself in The Sims 4. A task before that seemed very daunting, and it was daunting. It took a long time for me to pick out all the clothes I wear, because even though I wear these clothes, I have no idea what I own. I have nothing in my brain holds what I wear every day. So that's really what took the most time, and the reason why I'm doing this is because the SDX hair dropped, a new hair drop that was free, that is base game, and it's very similar to my hair. I actually did the style a little more similar to how the hair is in the game, and I was just really excited about it. I was like, wow, this a base game hair where I could actually make my sim. So the hair was done. I didn't spend that long on my face. You can let me know if it looks like my face, and but the clothing took a really long time because I have a mishmash of things I've had for years where I don't even know where I got them, things I buy on Etsy, things I buy on Poshmark, things that I bought for work or things I bought for weddings, and it's just like this a hodgepodge of stylization, if you will. So if that makes any sense to you, that's great because we're about to jump into that video right now. Alrighty, here's the hair. I really like the volume of the hair, and there are some edges around the hairlines. Imagine if I just stopped right here and it was like, ta-da, it's my self-sim. Okay, so first I did some randomizing to find a similar face shape. This is the part where I realized that I've been black my whole life and I have no idea what shade of brown I am. I tried putting my hand up to the screen, but that's obviously very stupid and that didn't work at all, so I had to guesstimate the melanation. I do want to make clear that I think adding different hair textures to the game is way overdue, and in this video I'm not giving EA any extra props. They are at a deficit when it comes to props from me, and I will never forget how long it took this game to update skin tones, and I will never forget when the world felt like it was on fire during the beginning of the vid, and there were protests going on because there was another death caused by police brutality, and then another, and then another, and there were people in supermarkets fighting over toilet paper, and I just wanted to play The Sims. And when I went to open it, there was a pop-up about Black Lives Matter from the Sims team, and I have never felt more disgusted in my life, and I will never forget that feeling. Talk about performative. I highly doubt EA is doing anything to dismantle the effects of generations of upheld white supremacy or combating the sentiments of anti-blackness worldwide, and I highly doubt that most companies that release some sort of vague statement did anything either. But with EA, with The Sims, it's like even within your field, within this game that you're adding a pop-up to, you don't even recognize the black experience. Something that's very base, offering a variety of skin tones, and Sims 3 had a color wheel. Sims 2 didn't have a color wheel, but it had a brown that was brown and not an ashy chalkboard. And Sims 4 is missing a lot of features upon release, so I don't know if they had plans to release skin tones in a sort of like Black History Month kit for $5, or really it probably would be like $19.99 so you can get some dashikis or something. I wouldn't put it past them, but this level of treating whiteness as the default and ignoring everyone else feels deliberate, especially since there were features in predecessors to this game. And there's so many aspects of the game that are very American. Like when other people in other countries play this game, they talk about how American the game is and how just American certain features are. I guess they just think all Americans are white in the Sims team. You don't even reflect the world that you're supposed to be simulating. It's really, really weird. So like I said, this is not me giving EA anything extra. I just like the hair, and I felt inspired by the hair, and I acknowledge that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but I do think it's important to call out bullshit when things are bullshit. I have a PC, so I'm able to download CC, but I didn't do any of that when I was a kid. I started playing this game when I was a kid, and I think about the little brown kids who play this game, who are playing this game for the first time, and already in video games, they probably don't see themselves, and to have a game where you can just make yourself and to still have that be limited is so disappointing. And I hope the Sims team really keeps it up. They have a lot of time to make up for. I want like the kids and the people who can't download CC to be able to have access to as much diversity as possible. And I don't think that's asking for too much. Also, it's crazy that they only changed it when like Little Simsy and other Sims game changers were like saying it. That's really crazy. Like, even before, even during like the protests, even when people were changing like the name of master bedrooms, like, I mean, who cares about that when it's more about like people having rights to live? But whatever, I won't get into that. But even that didn't really push them to change the skin tones. It was like, you know, like Little Simsy. When you're watching this video, my traits are so close to my face because my screen was smaller. I had it like slightly, just a smaller screen, not full screen, since I was making this sim and watching YouTube videos at the same time, and I didn't realize that it scrunched everything together. This is also why I can never add the more columns mod to my create sim, because oftentimes when I'm in create sim, I'm like doing something else, or like I'm watching a movie on my computer, or I'm watching YouTube, or I need to open up, I don't know, just something else real quick, and then the columns on the mod will just like all get all mishmashed and kind of messed up. So that's why I always have to search through my gazillion CC files with only 2 columns, like some sort of peasant or something. I decided to go ahead and assign my traits. Since I think I accidentally clicked the upload to gallery button and it put all the red triangles everywhere for the traits and the name, I chose the traits Loner and Geek. If I had my more traits mod installed, which I had to take out because of like the recent patch, I probably would have added Perfectionist and Clumsy for sure, which those two actually sound like they contradict each other actually. But whatever, I'm a complex layered individual or whatever. Since I can only choose 3 traits, I always make it an extra challenge for myself to choose at least 1 bad trait for any sim I make, and I didn't want my sim to be any different. I was torn between Gloomy and Paranoid. Gloomy representing the depression, which I have, and Paranoid representing the anxiety, which I have, and Anxiety 1, congratulations Anxiety, you win a lifetime supply of sleepless nights because I can't stop thinking of that one time I said something kind of rude to a person I'll never see again. The aspiration that I chose is knowledge base. I would definitely say I'm driven by knowledge, and also when I got a picture taken of my aura earlier this year, she told me that if I'm remembering correctly, the oranges and the yellows represent a person driven by knowledge. And I slowly nodded in agreement because that felt very true to me. My profile picture on YouTube is actually a picture of my aura. That's like better than any nudes or OnlyFans. Like, you can look at my aura and get off to my thirst for knowledge. Or actually don't do that. Or do, I couldn't stop you either way. Anyway, my aspiration is knowledge base, and it's to become an archaeological scholar. I have a degree in geography, so it felt right. As I do this creative sim, you're going to see me get super lazy towards the end and just start randomizing outfits, pressing 30 times in a row until I find something similar to what I have in my closet. I have a pair of black bell bottoms that I love so much. I want to buy more wide-legged jeans. I'm fully behind freeing my ankles. It's not true. I own skinny jeans too. I'm fully behind jeans in general. The CC I have did help because I do wear a good amount of crop tops. I wear sleeveless shirts too. On my feet, I mostly wear boots. I have 2 pairs of black boots that I alternate between. One has a heel and the other is a rubber rain boot high top. The texture of the rubber makes a great black boot. I also used to wear a set of suede burgundy boots that would be in the rotation, but the heel broke off recently when I was at a film festival. I got some good use out of them though. I got them at Old Navy for like $5. It's crazy. They were like very cute boots. Like very cute boots. For my party outfit, the pattern on this shirt is something similar to a couple of shirts I own, but those shirts don't have sleeves though. Can you tell I live in a hot climate? Everything I own is missing parts. Large holes in jeans, no sleeves, no midriffs. Like, it's hot where I live, trust me. I was going to try to pretend to be like Lululemon fancy when I made my PJs and like say that I sleep in premium leggings. I was thinking like, I definitely sleep in leggings, don't I? But that's not true. When I saw those sporty booty shorts randomized, I was like, that's my truth right there. Booty shorts and some sort of top for bed, it really typically doesn't matter. I do have one very nice robe that I believe I got from Poshmark. It's like a silk kimono. It makes me feel like a real life fancy person. I love wearing it around my apartment. And I always wear slippers around my apartment. I don't own cat slippers, but just let me have this. I did end up changing some of the hairstyles. Sometimes I wear my hair up or in twist. I twist my hair every night before bed. Afro textured hair shrinks and stretches, so nothing like a wash and go, my hair is going to shrink. But since I always twist my hair at night, the third or fourth day of twisting my hair, it will be much longer than it was when I first washed it. I don't know really how long my hair is. I've never straightened it since I did the big chop. The length that I'm at now, I'm pretty happy with. You know, it can be a lot of work within itself. I don't need it to be any more work than what it is right now. I do want to work on the strength of my hair though. Just like thicker and like healthier and shinier, but that probably has more to do with my diet, drinking water, taking my vitamins. Crazy to think I've been natural now for over 10 years, and it's been interesting through the years seeing more and more people choose not to use perms. And if you choose to wear sew-ins or wigs or braids, not having permed hair underneath, which is kind of wild the way we think of European standards of beauty. Like, even if you have braids in your hair, you would still have to perm your edges and your new growth. That has to be so bad for your hair to be doing all that. And just like, those were the standards, you know? My heart breaks for my mom and my grandmother. My grandmother did have an afro in the 70s, but once she needed a 9-to-5, she had to do the whole Michelle Obama thing, you know, and you had to look a certain way, not just for jobs, but for people to treat you with some sort of basic human respect. Like, my mom always had me and my sister dressed up and our hair done. Do you guys remember like pink lotion? Do they still make pink lotion? I bet it's like rebranded organic pink lotion with vitamins or something, but it's just like pink and it's lotion. But also, like, what is it really? I don't know. Does anybody know? Me and my sister's hair would be shellacked with pink lotion. And if we went to the grocery store or something, sometimes you would see white kids in there, like their hair every which way, sometimes in their play clothes, sometimes in PJs. But if you're black, you really can't do that. If a black mom has kids with hair every which way, people have these images of poverty and welfare and they think less of them, which is fucked up all on its own. I hope stuff like that is going away. That will really be the sign of true equality. Messy, fun privileges for everybody, for all hair types, including 4C hair. My type of natural hair is more celebrated than kinkier, curly curl patterns. If you see a natural hair commercial, you're gonna see hair that looks more like mine than 4C hair. I want everybody to be able to go to the grocery store in their natural state and it not be a big deal, you know? I mean, still shower, put on deodorant, but your hair should just be able to be your hair, you know? Well, alrighty, thanks for watching. Like if you want, comment if you want, and subscribe if you're about that life. Peace.